We are coming upon the 50th anniversary of your escape from Tibet. And I wonder, as you reflect back 5 decades, what your emotions are as we come upon this date.
I think basically we lost our own home. That's unfortunate. But we found new home which provide us full liberty, freedom. And with freedom, all opportunities, the things which we want to do. And particularly the full support from Indian government right from the beginning. So therefore, as a refugee, as ourselves, we're very happy. And because mentally happy, you see, we can carry our sort of responsibility which given by Tibetan people inside Tibet now who have no freedom at last now from 59 now nearly 50 years. Then even before, in fact, around 1949 and 50, so nearly 60 years passed. Of course, in spite some progress, some construction, and also within the period is sometimes more, I say, difficult. Sometimes comparatively a little better, but basically things are difficult. So in any way, when we think about inside Tibet, when we heard constantly news from Tibet, it is very sad, and particularly now since last March, 10th March, now very, very sad, very sad. Otherwise, okay.
What are you hearing about what has happened in Tibet in recent months? I think, firstly, although this is a little bit long, although in 1950, the Chinese army, Liberation Army, already so-called liberated some, east part of the Tibetan territory, which under Tibetan government jurisdiction. The place called Chamdo, up to Chamdo. They already liberated. But then they, according to Deng Xiaoping's daughter's book, at that time, about, I think, 8,000 or 9,000 Tibetan soldiers killed. So in any way, the Tibetan government soldier, some small military sort of forces that were wiped out. So then, militarily speaking, the Chinese Liberation Army easily can reach Lhasa. But then, under leadership of Chairman Mao, you see, they prefer Tibet should be liberated through negotiation, through peaceful means. Although there is no longer any resistance now, military resistance, but then they prefer Tibet liberation should be through non-violent, through a peaceful way. So 1951, 17-point agreement signed. Then till 1956, now for example, when Zhou Enlai came to Delhi, meet Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, and during Buddha Jayanti celebration, or 2,500 years Buddha Saraswati anniversary, we also hear. So Zhou Enlai also you see me and also Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. One occasion, I think, lunch together. So at that time, Chinese Prime Minister told Indian Prime Minister, the Chinese government do not consider Tibet case as something
like other sort of provinces. Tibet case, something very unique, a very special case. So the Chinese government at that time acknowledged there is sort of different, in reality, the different culture, different sort of language, including different language. So there is sort of differences there. So unique things there. Now later, the Chinese leaders, especially hardliners sort of view, the more the identity of Tibetan, unique identity of Tibetan there, they see it is source of separation. So therefore, they deliberately trying to eliminate these unique Tibetan sort of identity or Tibetan spirit.
Some have called this cultural genocide.
Yes, I
use that
call
phrase?
yes.
Some say it's just genocide straight out. Is it genocide?
I say like
or
this.
Cultural genocide?
I say whether intentionally or unintentionally, some kind of cultural genocide is taking place. Cultural genocide, that I usually call. That's before 10th March crisis. So about more than 10 years ago, one party secretary, his name Chen Kunyan, he told or expressed one party meeting the ultimate source of threat Tibet separate from China is Tibetan Buddhist faith. So then accordingly, you see, they carry a certain policy which very much restriction about the Tibetan spirituality. I think now here is including banning Dalai Lama's picture, these things. And also and recently the political education in monastery or nunneries, like that. So then after 10, so these are the reasons, it's a Tibetan resentment. The nomads, these people may not know the political situation, but they simply know how much the harassment to their belief, to their faith. And also there is very much sort of deliberately sort of negligence about the Tibetan language, Tibetan script. I think 87 or I think 86 or 87 now, I can't remember. The late Benjamin Lama there, and also Deng Mabu, quite active at that time, now too old. So under the leadership of these two, you see, they made some decision regarding preservation of Tibetan language. But these, recent decades, these changed. Now, I just heard, now last time, a few days, some sort of meeting, one big meeting of Tibetan autonomous region sort of establishment there. Now this time, they use Tibetan language at that meeting.
For the first time?
First time, I think. First time. I think that is, only, out of to show to rest of the world, they are sort of taking serious about that language. These are silly. That's just to say, like drama. So in any way, so since the 10th March tragedy, I think firstly, I think some people may notice, but many may not notice. Actually, demonstration started afternoon 10th March. Chinese never mentioned these things. Only 14th of March. That day, burnings. Only that day, burning shops and some sort of stoning, some bank or something like that. So actually, demonstration start as I mentioned earlier, 3 days ago. But that never mentioned. And then, while burning these things, some Tibetans stoning these things, the Chinese not sending army or police, just let them carry and then take picture. So that shows extensively to the Chinese public as well as outside. So in any way, these are just let's say, just I casually mentioned. The important thing is since 10th March, now at that time we very much hoped now Chinese leadership may see the reality, how much resentment in Tibetan mind. Not only autonomous region of Tibet, but also the outside whole Tibetan area.